It's great.
You're right, Bob. What did you all that stuff?
I had kids to help me. I used to have a Spanish kid from high school who was a the day you leave the area, the day episode.
Southbound thing, it was crazy. Oh, that's what it is.
All right, we'll start the meeting with the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Another picture they said
All right, the first item on tonight's agenda are the warrants and claims. May I have a motion to accept the warrants and claims as audited and presented? I'll make the motion. Thank you, trustee
I'll second
Santoro.
that motion.
Thank you, trustee DiNatale. Trustee Santoro. Trustee Walsh.
Yes.
Trustee Santoro. Yes. Trustee Nigro.
Yes.
Trustee DiNatale.
Yes.
Trustee DiBartolomeo.
Yes.
The next item are the budget transfers. Both adjustments based on revenue, unanticipated revenue, and we're applying it to the Bayville Village Art Council concert and the recreation, the equipment at the West Harbor for recreation. Do I have a motion to accept and make the budget transfers as presented?
I move the
Thank you,
budget
trustee.
transfer.
I'll second.
Thank you, trustee Santoro. Trustee Walsh?
Yes.
Trustee Santoro?
Yes.
Trustee Nigro?
Yes.
Trustee DiNatale?
Yes.
Trustee DiBartolomeo?
Yes.
Mayor Minnikoski?
Yes.
The prior meeting minutes from the September 25th meeting. Do I have a motion to accept them as presented?
I make a motion.
Thank you, trustee DiBartolomeo.
I'll second that motion.
Thank you, trustee DiNatale. Trustee Walsh?
Yes.
Trustee Santoro?
Yes.
Trustee Nigro?
Yes.
Trustee DiNatale?
Yes.
Trustee DiBartolomeo?
Yes.
Mayor Minnikoski?
Yes.
The next resolution is a resolution regarding paid time off, and that all non-union exempt and appointed employees shall be able to carry forward into the next calendar year any unused vacation and sick time, and be it further resolved that all non-union exempt and appointed employees shall be paid out weekly all their unused vacation and sick time upon separation of service or retirement. Payouts for any non-union exempt or appointed employee hired after October 23rd, 2023 will be limited to a combined 100 days of unused vacation and sick time. Do I have a motion for that resolution?
I'll make a motion. I just have a question on the motion.
Sure.
Sorry, I forgot to ask earlier, is currently now it's 5 days can be carried over, so we're changing that to any amount?
Currently, there is a carryover of greater than 5 days.
Mhm.
However, it's never been put into a formal resolution. So this is
So we're
formalizing
going
it.
forward for any amount going forward into.
Now, going forward, it'll be anyone after this date will be capped at 100 is the most they can carry forward.
Limited to 100 at the
That's-
total, yes, at the
okay.
end of one, yes.
Okay, okay. So thank you, trustee Santoro, for the motion. Do I have a second?
I will second.
Okay, thank you, trustee Walsh.
Yes.
Trustee Walsh? Trustee Santoro?
Yes.
Trustee Nigro?
Yes.
Trustee DiNatale?
Yes.
Trustee DiBartolomeo?
Yes.
Mayor Minnikoski?
Yes.
The next item is a resolution to approve non-pro-tunc the proposal from Bobby B's custom floor covering to replace the floor in the museum general store exhibit room, price not to exceed $2,500. This replacement was needed due to water damage that occurred in the museum.
I'll make a motion.
Thank you, trustee Walsh.
I'll second.
Thank you, trustee Santoro. Trustee Walsh.
Yes.
Trustee Santoro.
Yes.
Trustee Nigro.
Yes, do they know where the water came from? I know.
It's from the radiator. From the radiators that were removed.
Trustee DiNatale.
Yes.
Trustee DiBartolomeo.
Yes.
Mayor Minnikoski.
Yes.
We have two new hires for the DPW, and it's Joseph Pisano and Alex Johnson as sanitation laborers, both at an annual starting salary of $31,987.68. effective October 26, 2023, as per the collective bargaining agreement in accordance with Nassau County Civil Service Commission's rules and regulations.
I make a motion.
Thank you, trustee Bartolomeo.
Second.
Thank you, trustee Santoro. Trustee Walsh.
Yes.
Trustee Santoro.
Yes.
Trustee Nigro.
Yes.
Trustee Di Natale.
Yes.
Trustee Bartolomeo.
Yes.
Mayor Nicosi.
Yes.
And the next item is the end-of-year picnic for the village preschool. And we want to approve the request of the preschool to use West Harbor Beach for their end-of-year picnic on June 5th, 2024, noon to 3 p.m., and a rain date of June 7th, 2024.
I'll make a motion.
Thank you, trustee Santoro.
I'll second.
Thank you, trustee Walsh. Trustee Walsh.
Yes.
Trustee Santoro.
Yes.
Trustee Nigro.
Yes.
Trustee Di Natale.
Yes.
Trustee Bartolomeo.
Yes.
Mayor Nicosi.
Yes.
That's
Excuse me. Thank you.
The next item on the agenda is a proposal from Bridge Marine. It's the annual proposal to remove and reinstall all docks and 2 gangways at West Harbor and all fishing floats, and number 2 finger and 4 additional fingers at Creek. The proposal is for a total cost of $9,800, which is the removal in the fall of 2023, $4,900, the reinstallation in the spring of 2024 for $4,900, and this is the same price or cost as it was last year. The cost did not go up.
I'll make a proposal to accept that.
I'll second.
Thank you, trustee Di Natale. Thank you, trustee Nigro. Trustee Walsh.
Yes.
Trustee Santoro.
Yes.
Trustee Nigro.
Yes.
Trustee Di Natale.
Yes.
Trustee Di Bartolomeo.
Yes.
Mayor Minicozzi.
Yes.
As required, I need a resolution that the Board of Trustees of the Village of Bayville acknowledge that the required examination or audit for year end 5/31/2023 was conducted as per section 2019-A of the Uniform Justice Court Act, which requires that town and village justice annually provide their court records and dockets to the respective town and village auditing boards, and that such records then be examined or audited, and the fact be entered into the minutes of the board's proceedings, and the Bayville Village Justice Court records were audited by Milwaukee Smith as part of the Village of Bayville fiscal year end May 31st, 2023 audit.
I'll move that we accept the order of Bayville Village Justice Court.
Thank you, trustee Nitro.
Even though Judge Perry just came back from Aruba, I don't have anything to do with any official business.
Thank you, trustee Nitro.
I second.
Thank you, trustee Bartolomeo. Trustee Walsh.
Yes.
Trustee Santoro.
Yes.
Trustee Nitro.
Yes.
Trustee Di Natale.
Yes.
Trustee Di Bartolomeo.
Yes.
Mayor Minicozzi.
Yes.
And then the next item on the agenda is a proposal from SourcePath, which is formerly Total. And Total has been our IT group for 25 plus years. They were bought out by SourcePath, and SourcePath has come to us with a proposal for, again, managed technology services. It's as per their proposal, and this has been reviewed. It's a 2-year agreement. They gave us 1 year, 1 month for free. So the fact that they've been with them so many years, and they've proven to be a good resource for this village. So, do I have a motion?
I make a motion.
Thank you, trustee.
I'll second.
Thank you, trustee Santoro. Trustee Santoro, trustee Walsh.
Yes.
Trustee Santoro.
Yes.
Trustee Nigro.
Yes.
Trustee Di Natale.
Yes.
Trustee Di Bartolomeo.
Yes.
Mayor Minicozzi.
Yes.
Okay, at this time, Mayor, these were all the items on the agenda. I have no other items to put before you, the board. I'll turn the meeting over to you.
Okay, thank you. Just a few things before I open it up to the floor. I wanted to point out to everyone that a group effort between the Bayville Museum and the Oak Point Woods Association, the historic Harrison Williams gates have been refurbished and reinstalled. You probably saw them as you were driving by. And the project is not complete. The museum is working on donations for landscaping, etc., but the gates are back up and as beautiful as ever. By now, sorry,
Yay to the end. Yay.
The gates to nowhere.
the gates to nowhere. By now, everyone has received their full edition of our newsletter, and I just wanted to thank Nikki for doing a wonderful job, even with one eye. Very few typos with only one eye. I know it came out great, and I thank you all for your hard work in putting that together. Our first annual Barktoberfest, chaired by our trustee, Elisa Santoro, is going to be here at Village Hall on Sunday, the 29th, from 10 to 1. Would you like to add anything to that, Elisa? What do we got going on that day?
Popcorn machine.
You got a popcorn machine?
I am. It's a festival without popcorn.
That's right.
I have a mobile groomer coming,
Very
to show
nice.
his services, some vendors, and I think
The costume.
costumes, if anybody wants to dress their dog up, or if their dog lets them. And it should be fun, I hope. Should be nice
Looking
weather.
forward to it. Thank you.
So far. But I just spent 12 hours in the pouring rain volunteering at the head of the Charles, so if it rains, I think people could hang out.
All right, we also have our Veterans Day ceremony hosted by the American Legion on Saturday the 11th, right, or Sunday?
No, Saturday.
Saturday the 11th at 11 a.m. Hopefully we'll have good weather for that too, and a nice turnout. And lastly, I want to thank our beautification committee, which Bobby Natale is the liaison to, and Donna Rizzo. The pots and the beds and the commons and everything around town looks beautiful all summer. And we're very thankful for all their hard work, and we are lucky to have them. So,
Thank you. I did notice driving by the commons Saturday morning that it looks like there's a whole new bigger bed of flowers. That looks really nice.
possibly I did not notice, but
It stood out much more. Looks great.
Yeah, that's from an increase in the budget from the current mayor.
Okay, would anybody like to speak this evening? I'm sure you have, I saw you come in with a list, so.
First, let me say that I think anything that Judge Perry is involved in should definitely be audited. Absolutely.
That's how rumors get started.
And regarding the Bark Fest that you're having, the dogs, during my time, we had one where we even judged the longest tail, the curliest tail, the biggest smile. And let me tell you, if you're a dog lover, that's something that you look forward to, because that dog is your baby. So you're grateful for all the little prizes they win. Okay, first, the changes that have been made around here are terrific. Really long in coming. So congratulations, they really look good. I'd like to suggest that the village keep on hand at its locations the life back, because you never know when someone is going to be choking on something. Now, I know that, some of the workers, they have lunch in the back. You may still have the Christmas party here. Definitely at the community center, there's food present. Down at the beaches, there's food. I think just as we have the AED at these locations, we should really have the light back.
We will look into that, thank you.
I'd like to ask, what is the zoning that is being considered at 34 Ludlow Avenue?
Peter, would you like to answer that one? That's
That's
old
the
Flowers Oyster.
The old
property.
The old place?
No, the Flowers Oyster lot next to Creekview. Creekview wants to
Oh,
change
Creekview.
their zoning.
Yeah, the zoning there right now is residential C.
Yes.
No, I think it's business.
No, it never went all the way. It only went as far as to my knowledge, it only went as far as where the village property ends when you were the mayor, when we acquired the marina area. It never went to the next block.
Peter, I don't have it in front of me, but I believe all of Ludlow Avenue is business on both sides. All.
Well,
But
We have a
It has to be
zoning map.
checked.
When you look
Okay,
at the
it has to
zoning
be checked.
map, it looks as if that the place where the old, you know, the
Flowers oyster.
Yeah.
flower oyster,
Yeah, the agriculture.
nursery, the nursery thing,
Yeah.
that lot remained in the
In residential.
in the residential zone. That's why there's an application to have it changed over.
Certainly, if it's as you say, then it should be changed, but I think it went all the way.
Okay, well,
And not only that, I wouldn't put all my money on the map. The map, let us say, is a perfect picture of what was done. I would check with what was submitted to the state.
I think I'll double check it, sure, why not?
I would,
Nothing
because,
wrong with that.
that was colored in, okay? That was colored in to, for the different colors of which is business, which is residential.
When that took place, it was done by tax lot numbers. That's the
Yes,
way
it
they
was.
did Yeah.
Yes, it was.
Let's double check it.
Yeah.
I have no problem doing that. It's
done.
That'll make it easier.
All right. The other thing is, the missing business signs. We have buildings that are occupied, but no signs. For example, let's take Ludlam Avenue, okay? You have the gray building. There is a business in there, but what is it? Yeah, the two stories.
14 of them?
The one across from the gas station.
Two businesses.
Whatever, two businesses, one business, there is nothing to denote what business is in there. There's the old sign, which says boutique, and that's been out since I left office, so that's 10 years. Okay? And as you go further down the street, and as you make a left, you can go down Bayville Avenue, and there's other businesses and missing signs. The one that I find particularly annoying, as far as missing a sign, is the antique store next to Lee J. Smith's real estate. And the reason why I find that particularly annoying is because that building received a grant when it improved its facade many years back. And part of the provision was that they provide the signage. So whoever owns that building now is responsible to put up that sign. And they should put it up. There's no reason why our occupied space should not say that they're occupied. Now we come to the Bayville Hardware, okay? That is the most disgusting building in Bayville. And there is no reason why we allow it to remain that way. If there is nothing in our village code that addresses that, use the state property maintenance law.
I believe that property's for sale.
Excuse me?
The one on Ludlam?
Yes.
The old
I believe that's for sale, that building.
I don't care what it is. Right now, it's decrepit.
I think she's talking about.
I'm talking about the old Hardware store.
Yeah, the old one.
The old part.
Yeah, I believe it's for sale.
I really don't care whether it's for sale or not.
Well, my reasoning for bringing it up is hopefully someone's going to buy it with the intention of doing something to it. Because it was being used, from what I've been told.
For what purpose?
That it's with art,
A what?
artists.
The gentleman that owns it is an artist and he uses it as his.
The gentleman that presently owns it should be ashamed of themselves, because it is my understanding that they're in the arts, the theater. And certainly, any person who is involved in the arts, and in particular the theater, knows the importance of appearance and looking good. So for them to have held it all of these years and allowed it to deteriorate to the point that it is now, and that the village has allowed for it to look the way it does not speak well of us as a village.
We informed them when the window was broken. And I went by and went inside fixing the window. But they weren't doing anything else. And there was nothing else in there but the guys fixing the window.
Look, the village over the years, okay, when the building has remained vacant, could have gotten after the owners of the building and asked them to address it, to take care of what needed to be taken care of, okay? We as a village have not done that. And now it has reached a point where it is disgusting, okay? And I think if the property is in the midst of being sold, I would urge the village to become an interested party and find out who the real estate people are on both ends.
I know who the listing broker is, but I mean, that's public record, it's listed.
Well, that's for you guys to talk about yourselves. But I'm just suggesting something. Because to assume because it's being sold that the individual is going to do something, I wouldn't assume. I wouldn't assume, unless I knew who the person was. So that's that. And also, on the subject of signs, unless the village has changed its policy, the village adopted a resolution several years back, which stated that the signs were to be wine color with gold, blue with gold, green with gold. The signs that I have seen go up, they're everything. And the reason why that resolution was put in place was to bring conformity. We were trying very much to do exactly what you're doing here, but the improvements that you're doing to the building. We have a fabulous village, but we've allowed some things really to go awry, and we shouldn't.
Is there a sign in particular that you're talking about?
I'm talking about practically every sign that recently has gone up. None of them meet the criteria that we spelled out in that resolution. I mean, I remember the colors in particular. Okay. And the thing is, if the village, for whatever reason, determines, hey, you know, that was no good, let it be what it is, that's fine with me. But if that's what your policy is going to be, then rescind that resolution and put yours in place. No one is saying that what we did in the past is the best. If you want to do it differently, put it in place. Now, we come to the interesting one. The village has recently obtained a grant of $225,000 from the New York State Dormitory Authority. It is my understanding that that money is being utilized for the improvements that are being made at West Harbor. That is the basketball court, the pickleball court. No, what is it being used for?
Not the way from Maria, but
Excuse me, sir.
would you ask the question again?
Yeah, Maria, recently the village obtained a $225,000 grant.
Through Chuck Levine from Daphne.
Excuse me?
From Chuck Levine, through Chuck Levine and Daphne.
Well, maybe so, but it's directly through the New York State Dormitory
Yeah,
Authority.
Daphne. Dormitory Authority Stadium.
Okay, what is it for?
Yes, that was for the
Improvements,
pickleball,
yeah. Okay, that's what I said.
not what you said basketball, that's what you threw me off. The basketball court was not part of that, it was the pickleball, the concession area, and the playground equipment.
Now, as far as I know, the Dormitory Authority is an authority that when they grant you money or do the work themselves, everyone is invited to utilize that space. Everyone. Now, the improvements that are being done at West Harbor, village residents only. So my question is, what conditions were placed on that grant?
There were no conditions, they came to us when the grant money was available, like, we asked if we could use it for pickleball at our facility, it was made very clear that it's only Bayville residents that go in there. I mean, they all came and gladly came and got their picture taken at the ribbon cutting ceremony, so it's not like they don't know where it went. But we specifically filled out the application for playground equipment, concession stand, and pickleball, so.
And we have a signed GDA grant agreement.
And your application says specifically that the property in question is residents only, Bayville residents only, because if it is, hey, listen, you created a miracle, because that is not what the dormitory authority says, not even on its website, okay? It is primarily for universities, health facilities, okay? And yes, they do some parks, but those are state parks, New York City parks, and those are parks, even though some of them might be quote unquote private, they're open to everyone. Our policy here is very different. Our policy here is Bayville residents only. I would urge the village council to really look into this. Because I think getting a grant of $225,000, I think it's great. But at the same time, what would we be losing? What would we be losing? That when I went through the minutes, and believe me, I wasn't looking for that, okay? It jumped at me, and I said, huh? You know, I'm a New York City girl. When I saw that, I said, whoa. And my husband is a construction guy in New York City. I said, hey, does the New York State Dormitory Authority do anything like this? He said, it'd be the first time. But anyway, please, just check it. If nothing else, it would make me sleep easier. Now, we come to something that you and I have already discussed, and I'm sure you're sitting there and you're saying, when is Vicki going to bring this up? Okay, so I won't disappoint you. Okay. And it's the point of this alternate logo. Now, I have to congratulate my friend here, my old friend Peter Weiler, because with his command of the English language, he made the resolution, which you all approved on March 27th, adopting this alternate logo and specifying that it wasn't the seal. He made it sound, he really made it sound like, we're not changing the seal, it's the alternate logo, it's the alternate logo. I'm standing here, and right behind you, Nikki, is the seal, the new seal. That's not an alternate logo. That alternate logo that you call is at the seat of the government. That alternate logo is representing all of you, and all of you represent this village. That is not the village seal. When you all voted on that resolution, you said that that was not the seal. You have it there. You have it on the website. You have it on your newsletter. And that's when I first saw it, and that's when you and I had our first conversation. But aside from that, and that's important, this village was using that alternate logo before you even all voted on it. The first vote you took was in January. Where do I have it? The first vote you took on it was January 23rd of this year. And it failed. The resolution failed. You were using it before, you continued to use it after it failed. Then on the 27th of March, the same resolution, you all approved it. What happened? Did you all come to the conclusion, well, look at this. We paid to have a new website made and it's on there, so we paid money. Oh, no, we put it up in the new village hall, no, that cost us money. We bought new decals, we're putting them on our trucks, that cost us money. So we might as well just approve it. That's the only conclusion I can come to. Because how can you overwhelmingly vote against it? I think both of you voted for
I
it.
can tell you for myself personally, I didn't vote for it originally because I was concerned about the first seal, the Indian seal, and didn't know enough, so I didn't vote for it. Coming around to the next resolution I got a better understanding and that it was not going to be replacement, it was going to be in addition to.
Well,
And that the Indian was going to be maintain the official seal, and Maria actually showed me the seal. I never had anything sealed before.
well, you see, that's what makes it even further confusing. That is the village seal, the Indian. However, you're sitting behind a logo that does not represent this village. But
I think the bridge does represent the village as well as the Indian.
not as a seal.
90% plus of the residents of this village don't even know about the Indian. Their Bayville is known for its bridge. We're beating the dead horse here, it's done already. The seal is the seal. We didn't spend money to remove the Indian from anywhere. But this was all done, this was before I even sat on the board. Bob was the mayor at the time. The bridge logo came to be for the 100th anniversary celebration. They were using it. There was no money spent to remove the Indian from anywhere. It didn't exist anywhere that it was peeled off from, removed from. It was being used, as you said, it was being used prior, and all we did was legalize the use of it. We were already using it. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful looking logo.
Listen, the bridge has my name on it, so I don't have anything against the bridge. Nothing against it. However, don't call it an alternate logo if it is the seal.
Well, this is
When you're sitting behind it, that's the
There's a
seal.
difference between a logo and a seal.
Yes, there
The
is.
seal is a thing that's used for corporate entities. As you know, every time you incorporate, you get a seal. And when the village was incorporated way back when, they came up with the Indian head seal.
Yes,
So that's the seal of the village.
and it should remain so, and
No,
seat of
no.
government should have the Indian.
Yeah, but I think you may want to look at it like places like New York City use the Big Apple as a logo to advertise the city to other people. So I think that there's maybe some confusion about that being a logo as against it being the seal, because there is a difference.
You bring up New York City, the Big Apple. That is true. New York City is known as the Big Apple, and the Big Apple is used in advertising. However, when you have the press conferences and the mayor is over there, he doesn't have an apple here.
No, I understand that.
Okay, so that's the seal. That's the seal, what's here. That is not the seal. This is the seal of government.
Vicki, the purpose of the seal was to seal documents. It was used in England with wax, and they had the king had a ring, and he would press with wax, it would seal papers, and you would break that seal to get access to it, but that made the document official. We didn't change the ability of that Indian image to not be used officially to seal documents or to mark official documents.
I didn't come here to argue with you, but I'm expressing to you not only what I feel, I'm expressing to you what my intellect tells me. When you have government sitting behind a thing that's supposed to be the seal, and it's the alternate logo.
Who says it's supposed to be the seal then?
When you go to the town of Oyster Bay,
I don't care about the town much. I'm asking you, who says that the actual seal has to be there?
because you represent the government.
All right,
And the
so
seal
is there
represents
a
the
written
government.
rule that the seal has to be on the dice?
When you're acting as a collective body, you are representing the body of the government.
Your words were important. Your ability to stand up and announce them and state them for the record and to speak to government. You're standing behind the same logo of the bridge. It doesn't have any reduction in the import of your words. And I'm not arguing with you. I'm just telling you what I see.
Look, you took the action, okay? You guys believe what you believe, and I'm here to tell you what I believe. Okay? What I believe, and I'm telling you, I believe it with everything that is within me, and I also believe you made a big mistake. First, and you said in there, we did it because the bridge brought the people over here. No, the bridge did not bring the people here. What brought the built in order to bring to market the very things that the Indian gave us. The oysters, the clams, and the asparagus. That's why the bridge was built. The original wooden brickety bridge was built to bring Bayville and Oyster Bay together. But as time went, because I think this is what, the fourth or fifth bridge over there, okay? It was to bring our goods to market, what the Indians gave us.
Thank you. Anybody else like to speak?
I just want to say thank you to everyone for finally we're getting to take care of 18 Means Lane the way it should be taken care of, hopefully. I don't know if all of you are aware of what exactly happened that night, how we had, 200 people coming down my street and all minors drinking and partying at that house, and it was pretty much a nightmare. And, of course, we had to come outside because we're, worried about property and things like that. And one of the, little darlings chucked a full can of, I don't know if it was hard iced tea or something like that, at me and my husband. And, luckily it bounced and landed in my gutter, which it remained until the next morning. But, my friend down the block had all of them just walking across. I mean, it's all on video, everything, even, unfortunately, my choice words at the time, well, it just came out. Okay, I'm sorry, but it just
Never heard.
me. And, they were walking across her property and, Kathy had them going on her property and it was just a nightmare. But all that being said, I have to say, all right, granted there were a lot of kids, but they were all minors. And the police kind of, I guess they did the best that they could with what they had, because they really, they just corralled them and just waited for Ubers to, pick them up. From what I understand now, the police report, which I am having a real hard time getting a copy of, claims that the owner of the property is the victim, pretty much, because her house got trashed. And now she plans to sue the people who rented the Airbnb. Okay. Now, apparently also, in case nobody knows this, all the kids that were coming in the door, as they were walking in the door, were each paying $20 on their way in. So you have 200 kids at $20 a pop, that's $4,000. Now I run into her on the street and she gets out to apologize to me. I'm like, okay, you're not sorry. This is 5 years and going on. It's just crazy. You're not sorry. And she's like, well, I'm suing the people who rented the Airbnb. I'm like, oh, good.
you can make more money. And the rest of us have to live in fear, you know, not knowing what's gonna happen. I mean, luckily, I didn't get hit with this can, or my husband didn't get hit with this can, or God forbid one of my kids.
Or it was just a can.
Yeah, well, oh no, that was even the best part, yeah. They had those large bottles of liquor, what are they, I don't know, gallons, I don't know what size they are. Now, the cops are standing right there. And these kids are taking the bottles and literally just going bam, slamming them on the floor and breaking them right on the avenue. And the residents of Bayville are coming down the avenue, literally rolling over, right? And you crunch, crunch. So I said, so finally, I had to say to the police, are you gonna make them pick that up? So finally, you know, no, guess what? I had to pick it up. I'm picking up their broken glass and bottles.
Yeah, that's what.
Bayside. I'm sorry?
When they Ubered out, when did they come?
They all Ubered in. It was, they stood at the corner, and they had two kids standing at the corner. The Ubers would drop the kids off, and these two kids would direct them to go down the block. I'm watching this from my house, the whole thing. Well, you know, go down there, and they would go in the back of her house so that the front camera wouldn't catch them. All right, so.
Was this Labor Day week? When was this?
It was the 29th
Of March?
of September.
September, I was thinking it was earlier.
Yeah, I think it was the 29th. I don't know, I have it all on video. But yeah, you know, it's just, you know, a nightmare, but hopefully it will be. But I did want to show you guys something that I have never seen in Bayville, but happened to find right after this incident. And I know it wasn't from any of our Bayville children. On my lawn.
Oh, Jesus.
Okay? Just so you know. So this is what she, you know, and claims to had no idea that this was gonna happen. I said, first of all, you rented it for one night. What did you think was gonna happen? It's party. It's not, you know, people just hanging out. So, but hopefully she'll be done.
We hope.
Yeah.
She can use a full grand to pay her fine.
All right, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
If I may have one more thing. West Harbor Drive and the stop signs. About 20 years ago, the village undertook the traffic calming project on West Harbor Drive, taking the 4 lanes that were previously there, bring them down to 2, and you with a center turning lane, and you have bicycle lanes on either side. And that was done for traffic calming. The bicycle lanes were also there to get the bikes off that road, but also at that time, there was a very real possibility that there was going to be a bicycle lane on West Shore Road. So that would be a continuous bike ride. Well, for about 10 years, that project did exactly what it was intended to do, which was to slow down the traffic. Then about 10 years ago, we began to see an uptick in the traffic. I can tell you what I think part of the reasons were, but I'm not going to, I took enough of your time. But we now have a point on West Harbor where the 60 homes that live there, it's dangerous. You cannot exit those streets feeling safe because no one obeys, I shouldn't say no one, the majority of the drivers do not obey the stop signs. So not only do they not obey the stop signs, the speeding is outrageous. since December 2022 to the present day, 5 tickets have been issued on West Harbor Drive. 3 were for dark windows. 2 were for the stop signs. 1 was dismissed or pled down. The other one didn't show up. Now, I've never been told that I was naive. I've lived there 57 years. I have never seen the traffic and the speed that I see today. When I see, I have to proceed what I'm about to tell you with this. I have always been and continue to be a supporter of the Nassau County Police Force because I think we happen to have one of the best police forces in the nation. But when I see these 5 cars that they're starting now that come around, that what a waste.
That's being done for a reason.
Yes, it's being
I don't
done.
particularly agree with it, but I've spoken to a police chief someplace else, and then he explained to me the reasoning of
It's
that.
federal.
But we're not a high crime area, thank God.
But it's something they're doing throughout New York State.
Well, I'm glad they're doing whatever they're doing, but here I can't help it, just as I said before, we differ on what is the logo, what isn't the logo. To me, it's a waste,
I agree with you.
okay? What we need here, and it's not just West Harbor Drive. What we need in this village is patrol. We do not have patrol. There is absolutely no reason why car 201 has to be the car that's always pulled out of service. Car 201 has the right to go in and out of every street. I had that checked with legal in the police department. They could go in and out of our private roads. Okay? They haven't done that. They haven't done that since they went to the 12-hour shift. Do I blame the police officers that are here in Bayville, stationed in Bayville? No, I don't. I don't blame them. Because at shakeout in the morning, they're told what they're going to do for the day. If I were a police officer and I was stationed in a place like Bayville, particularly if I was a young police officer, I'm looking to become sergeant, I would want to wear that little gold badge one day, you know. Bayville is the last place I want to be. For 12 hours, I'm going to go up and down Bayville Avenue. Once in a while, give West Harbor a look.
It wasn't just West Harbor. I stopped 3 kids on dirt bikes going up and down Hillary, which is narrow, busy, full of kids, little signs saying children at play, and these 3 kids who were going to a house across the street from you. I had to follow them back there. I said, is there an adult here? There wasn't. And I yelled at them, told them, you know, the next time I see them, I'm going to have the cops. They were doing wheelies. Now, if you do a wheelie, you got to be going 40 miles an hour.
Well, that's why if they were patrolling.
But we have, the speeding is all over. I mean, they drag race in front of my house, and Walsworth's valet drivers were the guiltiest of it all, to be quite honest. But people speed right down Bayville Avenue too, so it's not just West Harbor Drive.
Well, I believe that's what I said, that it's not just West Harbor, it's this entire village, okay, sees speeding. The interior roads also, they see speeding. And they see speeding because there's 0 patrol. Laurel Hollow, yes.
Right, if I may add something, Mayor. I share your concern. I'm frightened to come out of my road. I'm off the Bayville Avenue. First of all, there's a blind curve. And if someone's doing 40 or 50, you've got to be a very attentive driver to get out of the road they're on. But there was a major story, I don't know if it was major, but there was a story that recently, a week or two ago. Traffic tickets in the county are down significantly. Cops don't want to be bothered. I guess, that's not very sexy or glamorous.
Look, with everything that's been happening in the world, I do not blame a police officer who is reticent in stopping a car because they don't know how they're going to be met when they stop that car. Okay? But this is Bayville. Okay? Thank God we are not a major crime area. Okay? They have to be here 12 hours, whether they want to or not. They have to be here. During those 12 hours, they should patrol. They should patrol every street. Okay?
But weren't you, when you were mayor, you were speaking a lot with the department to try to get more patrol here?
I was trying to get the cops out of the parking lot onto Bayville Avenue where they would be seen. And Vicki, I've made numerous visits to the second prison, and I had all the time in the world to do it, and I enjoy doing it. But that's not a priority.
Well, maybe let me consider having our own police department with Center Island.
Well,
And having
let me tell you, we checked that out, and you can't afford it.
and we did too.
You can't afford it.
The only people that would win on that would be Center Island, because you'd be subsidizing their police.
Look,
I went through the whole thing with Elliot Conway, and he made a pretty good case for it and being less expensive for the village in the long run.
This village collectively, all the residents of this village
Yeah, but he
pay $5 million a year for police coverage. Okay? $5 million. Now, we can argue from now till tomorrow. We seem to be on the same page. We're not getting our money's worth.
Part of the problem, Nikki, is that when the courts adjudicate a traffic violation, the only money the village of Bayville gets is it's a parking ticket. So when our village judge reduces something to a parking ticket, the money comes to the village.
Good.
That law should be changed so that if something happens in the village should get the money for it. Then enforcement becomes not only a safety issue, but a financial issue for the village.
Well, but people who know me know I do not speed. Okay, I'm not the little old lady from Pasadena when I drive, but I don't speed. But I got stopped for speeding. Okay, I did.
Recently?
Yeah, about 2 years ago. I got stopped. No, not in Bayville. Not in Bayville.
It was the village, the building
I got
inspector.
stopped in Lattingtown. Okay, the school zone area. I was about 50 feet this side of the sign that says now you can go up to 30, it's 20 feet, and then the sign you could assume the traffic speed of 30, okay? And I said, no, behind me, okay? I pull over, okay? What did I do? You're speeding. 34 miles an hour. So I sat there, gave him my thing, I got my ticket. Okay, I'm not going to argue with the police officer. I'm just not going to do it. Okay. First of all, I think I've only been stopped twice in my whole driving career.
You were under that flashing sign that said how fast you were going.
Yeah.
No, not quite. Not quite.
That's a dead giveaway.
But not only that, she had to call for backup. Okay, she had to call for backup. So now I go to court.
It's recognition.
Probably. It's that person, from Bayville who wants to change the logo, So anyway.
Not the seal.
So anyway, now I'm at court, okay? And I'm embarrassed. I have to tell you the truth. I'm embarrassed, okay? because that room was filled with about 30 other Bayville people. And they were thrilled to death that I was there because I got a ticket, okay? So they didn't get me for speeding. Pled down to parking, as you said, $125, okay? $125. Now, I said to myself, everybody in this room is for the same thing. They're collecting 125 times 30. How many times a month do they meet? Twice? Once a month? Whatever it is? Once a month? Okay. Town was making money hand over fist.
The parking tickets.
Huh?
The parking.
This room is filled.
I don't care.
But this room is usually filled with people. When I've been here for clients for traffic tickets, this room has been filled.
Well, whatever, but I mean, the thing is that speeding is a problem, okay? And when stop signs with speeding creates a dangerous situation. Stop signs create more dangerous situations than stop. And what makes it even more irritating, the story about West Harbor Drive, is because the Civic Association, your Civic Association and mine, is on record telling the town of Oyster Bay, we do not want stop signs. We wanted what's known as traffic tables, okay? The little hump, not the kind of hump we have down at West Harbor, which, by the way, is going to cause a problem.
Oh, it's so funny. Two people fly over them on bikes.
All right.
Same size as the one at the
But-
high school that you drive over.
Anyway,
They destroyed the side.
wait a minute, listen, I'm talking here. You have time to talk about this.
Oh, okay.
All right? That's what we wanted, okay, but they didn't, okay? Mr. Mayor, in your newsletter when you were running for office, you said in there that you were proud that you facilitated the implementation of the stop signs.
I can't see how they could be a problem for anybody.
They're a problem because they don't stop. They don't stop.
I can't help you with that. It stops the honest person, right?
You're going a little less fast.
I obviously thought it was a good idea.
I
And
did.
I didn't brainstorm it, the people wanted it.
No, the people didn't want it because we're
I
the
didn't think
people.
of it. I could assure
We're
you
the
of that.
people.
I could assure you are two people. I mean, obviously there were people that wanted it if the town of Oyster Bay thought enough to do it.
Well, when you go to the town of Oyster Bay meeting, as my association has, and brings up the subject, there's a lot of la, okay? Because they can't answer the questions that we ask. All right? So, we're paying $5 million a year for police protection. Have that car, number one, not leave Bayville.
I mean, with all due respect, and I'm not disputing the fact that they may leave town. Everything I've ever asked them to do, they've done. I find them to be very receptive. We've
They always
actually
have been.
switched to 2 different inspectors in the last 2 months. I've yet to meet the new one. But anything I've ever called about, they've done. I will ask them to step up their patrol on West Harbor. It's all I can
Not
do.
just West Harbor, all over Bayville. All over Bayville. Look, to this day, when you go down Clinton Avenue in Garden City, you don't dare speed. You don't dare speed. Because you know they're gonna come out of the trees or something else is gonna get you. Okay?
Also, that's
Well,
the
they got
highest,
their own, that's
the
Garden
highest
City, they got
crowd
their own.
intersections in the world. You go along the right-hand lane and down Clinton Avenue, you don't slow down, you're gonna go airborne, because that's a good 2 feet higher than the
That
streets
is
on the
bad.
other side.
But that's also Garden City, they got their own police.
Well, for $5 million, I want my piece of the piece.
Just to round this conversation out, I wanted to let the board be aware. The police that patrol for us here in Bayville, they're not certified to use a radar gun. So that, they can't even give a ticket.
There is one young police officer here, I think it's Officer Valentine or something like that. He is terrific. He is terrific. That guy gets around, he looks, he's not out there to bother anybody with tickets or what have you. The mere fact that he's seen slows everything down, okay? I believe his last name is Valentine. He's wonderful.
Can I just say, I've been on the avenue with speeding, where my hair literally gets blown back like that. So they're going by at 50 miles an hour, if not more. Okay, so it's just crazy.
I'll take a motion.
And the worst part is, it's a lot of commercial delivery trucks that is going really good, which is, you know, God forbid,
I know.
you know, what goes through my mind, I can't get on that because I see them coming and I see how fast they come, and I'm like, slow down. I do. They don't care, and there goes my head.
Those big trucks.
Thank you. Good night. I won't be back.
Please, come in.
I said it all.
Drive safely.
I said it all.
I have a phone, you know.
Excuse me?
I have a phone.
I've used it.
A motion to close the meeting?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
We gotta take lunch.
Central, trustee Walsh,
Yeah.
trustee Central, trustee Nyberg.
Yes.
Trustee Tina Powell,
Yes.
trustee Bartolomeo.
Yes.
Mayor Denine.
Yes,
Thank you.
thank you.
It does look nice. I think the lighting.
Just noticed that.
No, I mean the lighting.
I wish I had a dog that I could find if I have fur coat.
I swear, I had a wall.
I'm like,
It's just like checking.
you know, the lights. You said that's what I have, like the first week.
I don't know.